All right. All right, we have a French defense. Let's play that Gambit that I think I showed in one previous game. The idea here is you're going to put the bishop on d3, and you're going to kind of let them take this pawn. Actually, this is really similar to what that other guy did, and then he played this move. Okay, let's castle. Yeah, and the idea here is now, so, I forget what I do with the bishop. You could go there, or maybe I go knight out, or maybe I go queen somewhere. I could take back as well, but it's kind of a gamut. If they take, it's fine. I develop more easily. Let's go rook e1. Yeah, let's go rook e1. Defend the pawn, which I just realized was hanging. Oh, man. So hopefully we can get a win here. This would be really sad if the series starts plummeting down deeper into the 1500s. But also it's okay, you know? Okay, we take. You know, it's bad to be upset, like rating obsessed and be like, oh, I need to win this game to move up like this amount. And to have like that like tension of like, oh, this is an important game. It's not helpful. And also just kind of detracts from the fun, I would say. So I think queen b3 here. What else do we have? Oh, well now, okay, now I could go bishop g5. Bishop g5. Let's throw in bishop g5 and then maybe queen b3. Maybe I should have gone queen b3 first, because if they... Well, they can't take right away, actually. So yeah, no, I like this move. They might have to go back, I think, actually. Or they don't have to, but... well, I guess they can go queen out. Or queen c7. There... okay... So maybe I can even like, well, it might be hard to break through over here. Okay, so I can go here. I don't want to take because they take and they don't have to castle, and then this maybe is a threat. Okay, let's play queen b3. I think I thought a little too long on that move, but I thought queen c2 is problematic once a rook gets on this file. So let's go queen b3. Feels a little safer. If my knight moves, this knight can come in and attack me at some point, so I have to be mindful of that. But so I think black should probably just castle now. And maybe I go rook c1 next, and then maybe a3. Yeah, this knight is actually a very interesting defense, because with this setup, like oftentimes this bishop is pointed at this pawn. Okay, do I do queen takes or pawn takes? Maybe pawn takes, so we hold this. Yes, this is an isolated pawn, and that's a weakness long term, but short term, this is a little uncomfortable for black. This pawn is, they can't move because this pawn is hanging. Okay. Also want to maybe push at some moment. Let's just go rook c1. I could also bring my knight here. Actually, I can't. That drops the pawn. Okay, let's go queen b2 to facilitate this push, so then if they push, I can take with the knight. So the queen is helping support guarding the d4 square. Okay, they have enough pressure on this now to take it. But I can, oh no, I can't go there because we trade. Do I just, okay, I have 30 seconds. Let's just play. So I might be able to get this rook on this square and cause some problems. Or if I take, there's some problems with the queen being on the same file as the rook. I think this pawn is probably falling. But I couldn't have defended here because of the knight or anything like that. Oh, actually, wait, did I solved my problem without even realizing it. Oh man, guys. I mean, I did that by accident. That wasn't my intention with this move. So I think, okay, they have 20 seconds. We can win this. We can win this. 13 seconds. Let's just move swiftly, but not so automatically that they realize like, oh, I better look at my clock. That's a little trick as well. Okay, or maybe they have like connection issues. Okay, that feels like a cheap win, but I'll take it, guys. I think we needed that today. That's kind of a bummer, but I would have preferred to have fought for that win fair and square. But let's take a look, and then we'll be out of here. So yeah, once again, this if you want to look this up, it's like GM Jesse Cry, a system to make French players squirm, something like that. Against the French defense, and yeah, it's usually very sharp and fun. But this knight being here does kind of stop the attack, because a lot of times like having pressure on this H pawn is often a way to break through the position. But that's not possible when the knight is on g6. So yeah, I think everything here was pretty reasonable. I mean, taking with this pawn is probably, I don't know. I mean, I considered going queen b3 immediately. I suppose they could still come out and then we go here. Let's see, what is computer wants a3. Computer wants a3 immediately, or bishop g5, or bishop d2. Okay, a lot of reasonable alternatives or options here. Computer wanted rook c1, but after they take, isn't this pawn falling? Let's just look really quick. So if takes, so they're saying rook takes or pawn. Why would they want rook takes? I mean, I guess the queen is out of the game. Is that why? Queen c1, they say? I don't know. This doesn't this doesn't make sense for us mortals. All right, guys. I actually just looked through this with the computer, and I think I understand it now. And there's kind of a couple cool lines here, so I'll go ahead and show you. So computer wanted rook c1, and if bishop takes, rook takes, let's say queen takes, which was the move that I was like, well, they just get a free pawn. What's the deal? From here, white has two really strong moves. Queen c2 or queen c1. We'll look at both of them. Queen c1 is actually stronger for a reason we'll look at in a minute. Let's look at queen c2 first. So go ahead and pause here and ask yourself, if it were white's move again, what is white threatening in this position? There are two specific threats. So the first one is rook to a3 actually just traps the queen. Let's say they do a move like, let's say they castle. Rook to a3, where does the queen go? Just totally trapped, right? That's threat number one. Threat number two, let's say you try to maybe save the queen. Threat number two is you go rook takes knight. After they recapture, you get a fork and you're picking up the rook. So that sequence, you're basically winning a piece because we're essentially trading rooks, but we win the knight in the process as well. Okay, so those are the two threats. Now, after queen c2, okay, so the best defense for black here is actually to go bishop d7. And now, after rook to a3, trapping the queen, black actually has a defensive resource, which is knight to b4. Getting sort of a tempo, well, getting a tempo on the queen. I mean, you can debate, do you take and then let them do this? Or do you do something else? So if you do this and we trade, we're up one pawn at the end of all that. So yeah, we have 3 pieces for their 2, but they have a couple extra pawns. The stronger move, according to the computer, is to go queen c3 and just kind of hold the tension. And then you'd think they'd maybe just sack here, which is a move. That's the next best thing. But actually, it gets a little complicated. But they can go knight takes d3, which is both are, yeah, knight takes d3. They're both equally good for black, or equally not bad. But yeah, the idea behind this move is, like, let's say you play queen takes knight. All of a sudden now the queen has an escape square. So black was able to remove the bishop that was holding it in the cage. So you actually have to be really precise and make sure you take the queen here. And then they're going to take, and then you take with one or the other here. Kind of crazy little line there. But this is why queen c1 was actually better than queen c2, because if you let black get this move, there's more complications, whatever. But if you go queen c1 from the get-go, black just doesn't have that resource. Also, the reason bishop to d7 is the best defense here is because, let's say you try to do the knight move right away. Well, you see the eval bar here. It's mate in 2. So what's the move? Check. They don't have to take, but if they do, you mate them with the queen. Checkmate, because the bishop holds this. Or after you check them, if they come up, checkmate. So pretty nice little line. Just wanted to show you that. Yeah, I mean, maybe in a 15-10 game, I could have seen some of this, but so sometimes when you just stare at a position for 5 minutes, you see things you wouldn't otherwise. But yeah, pretty cool idea. So, stay on the lookout for this rook sack tactic. This was pretty cool. And for this trapping tactic. I don't know, maybe if this comes up in the French games where you have this structure. Yeah, keep an eye out. I thought it was cool. Back to the game. Okay. Yeah, I think this was all pretty reasonable. But I mean, if you look at my position's very problematic. I have 2 isolated pawns. They already have a lot of pressure on this one. Long term, this one is also going to fall. So my idea here is I wanted to trade off this pawn, or part of my idea. And that's why I did this queen b2 move so that I could push. Without the queen b2 move, if I try to do this immediately, they could maybe just push. And then my 2 weaknesses remain forever. And yeah, here they timed out. So make of that what you will, guys. A bit of a rough patch in the journey right now, but I'm also starting to get back into watching videos and trying to improve, doing a little more puzzles on my own and stuff. So hopefully my overall skill level will start to rise back towards what is required to get back to 1700. So until then, I'll see you guys in the next one.